So today I wanted to take a break from the hell that is the caves on the Hive World and show you guys what I think is a really fun and pretty effective build against the Rupture Strain in more open terrain. Now I already did a video on this earlier on, but I've refined the build a little bit and I wanted to take a second pass and see how things had changed with the nerfs to the Rupture Strain. But the centerpiece of the build is going to be the hoverpack. Now, to me, this seems like a very logical choice because where do the rupture bugs love to be? Underground. Where does this get you? As far away from the ground as you can get. It really makes you very, very safe from both rupture spewers, rupture warriors, and also from rupture chargers actually, because none of them can reach you when you're floating in the air, and you have a great angle to shoot down at them even when they're underground and force them out of the ground. So I'm going to pair this with the Plasma Punisher, which also was recently buffed. Now, I did this with a crossbow originally, and I still think it may be stronger because it can close bug holes, but the Plasma Punisher is actually a really, really good option against the Rupture Strain now. It doesn't have as much direct damage as the crossbow and a little less utility, but it shoots a lot faster, reloads a lot faster, and is generally a bit more flexible than the crossbow, which is it requires you to be a very precise distance so you don't ragdoll yourself. The Punisher Plasma I find is a lot more forgiving and a lot of fun. Plasma weapons are just cool in this game. I just love how they look and how they feel to shoot, so I'm going to be using this. I'm going to be using the grenade pistol because again the Punisher Plasma can't close bug holes and I need something to do that. And the thermite because there's a lot of rupture chargers on rupture strains, and I just need a little bit of extra anti-tank. I think thermites are really good against chargers, including rupture chargers, because the thermite continues sticking to them even after they go underground. I'm also going to be using the light reinforced epaulets armor, just mostly for the reload speed, but I also like the limb reduction, because having a limb broken I think does extra damage to you, and also it can really screw you over if it's your leg. So I think this is just a really solid passive. You could swap, this is not critical to the build at all, you could swap this out for many other options. If I were to pick another one, probably either integrated explosives or engineering kit for more thermites, maybe even the mech kit, but this is just purely for preference, wear whatever you want. I don't think the armor matters that much for this build. I'm going to be using the Quasar, primarily to deal with objectives and Bile Titans. Thermites are good against both of those if you can get close, but having that range is nice, and you're very mobile in the light armor and hover packs, so you have plenty of time to pull back and recharge if you have to. I'm going to be using the Orbital Napalm Barrage because I think, honestly, it's just too good not to bring. You can bring the gas mines instead because I think they fill a pretty similar niche. But the Orbital Napalm Barrage I think is a bit better against the Rupture Strain I've found, since the Rupture Strain can burrow under the mines sometimes. I'm not quite sure how they interact with them, so maybe the mines are good, but the few times I've used it, it felt less good than the Napalm Barrage did. And it's nice to switch it up. I've been using the gas mines a lot. And finally, I'm using the 500 kg bomb here, because, not for any particular reason, but because I couldn't use the cluster bombs. I tried when I was testing for this build again to see how well it worked with the new Rupture Strain and the Plasma Punisher. I tried the cluster bomb because it pairs really well with the hover pack. You can throw it right under your feet and it won't damage you if you're flying in the air at a good enough altitude. And it's also really good against the Rupture Strain because a ton of tiny explosions is just what you need to drive them out of the ground. But both times I used this, I crashed. And it was exactly when I used the cluster bomb, so I don't know how they changed it or what happened, but now this makes my game crash. Not every time I use it, but frequently enough that I don't want to bring it. So I'm bringing the 500 kg bomb instead. It's just very reliable all around, good at objectives. You could probably run any of the other Eagles, except rocket pods or smoke, to be honest. Strafing runs good. Airstrikes a little. It's been a little power crept by the 500 kg, I think, but it's still good. Napalm's still good. You could double up on the napalm. That's not a terrible idea, but I'm going to use the 500 kg just because it's so, reliable. Maybe not reliable. It does struggle to kill Battle Titans sometimes. It's so versatile, is I guess what I was trying to say. And I'm going to be using the muscle enhancement because this has become my favorite perk against the bugs recently, because they have so many sources of slowdown, from bile spewers to hunters to the little landmines they have around to bile titan spit. So many things slow you down, and this counteracts those slows. And I feel like this saves my life a lot more in light armor than vitality enhancement or experimental infusion does. This is just really nice to get out of very bad situations that I don't think any other perk could get you out of. Anyway, that's it for the build, so I will see you guys in the video. Okay, so as always, let's get situated. And I'm very happy this planet is still available. I mean, the moon biome is kind of universally loved for a good reason. It's just, the visibility is so nice, it's wide open. This is just a fantastic biome. I love playing here. And I think most people do too, because usually as soon as they get opened up, they get rushed down and you can't use it anymore. Or you can't play on these biomes anymore. But right now everybody's on the cave world, you know, to do the MO. But I needed a break. Alright, this is another reason why I brought the 500 kg actually. Is because I need something to close Bile Titan bug holes. Well, that time I got lucky and the Bile Titan carcass did it for me. But you can't always rely on that because, you know, the physics are buggy in this game. The 500 kg is a surefire way of getting that done. But really, I'm waiting for you to call in a bug breach and you're just not doing it. Oh, that's bad. But the hoverpack actually helps you survive stalkers pretty well. And you can stunlock them pretty nicely with the Punisher Plasma as long as you're far enough away that you don't hit yourself with self-damage. It's pretty good. Okay, I already need to run back. Oh, so now you do it. Okay. Throw a orbital napalm to get rid of 99% of that breach for me. And don't worry, even though it's stuck on that hunter, it doesn't actually follow the mob. For some reason, red stratagems just consistently drop exactly where the beacon activates, not where the beacon ends up. Which is good and bad, because sometimes you do want to follow it to follow the mob you hit it with. But a lot of the time, it saves some preventable deaths. Alright, now we have dealt with the... Yeah, see, the napalm barrage is just so strong, man. It's crazy. Every time I use it, I keep talking about how insane it is. It's like it's like you're playing a different game when you bring it against the bugs. Because sure, I could use gas mines or anything else. Like, there's many chaff cure stratagems in this game that are pretty good, but there's nothing that quite just deletes a bug breach like this does. It's not perfect because, you know, it's got a big friendly fire risk, and it's bad at actually attacking outposts, but like, it killed the Impaler, it killed the Rupture Charger, killed 2 Impalers. It's just crazy. Alright. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it too much, because I don't want to see it get gutted. Because it is a cool stratagem, even if it does hurt performance. But, I don't know, I think, I've been saying this for a while, but I think the bugs spawn in too much of a cluster, and they should spawn more spread out. So you could keep the Napalm Barrage being as strong as it is, and all the other red stratagems as strong as they are, but the bugs would just be a little bit smarter and less vulnerable to it. I think that would be the best of both worlds, and avoid, you know, the dreaded nerfs. Because in general, I think, you know, I'm not the completely one of the always buff, never nerf crowds. I think some nerfs have been good for the game. Well, really just the ultimatum nerf. Which, if you guys don't remember, that was when the ultimatum could destroy stratagem jammers by itself. I think that was a good thing they changed that to not be a thing anymore. Because it kind of just removed jammers from the game. And I thought that was a shame, because jammers are pretty fun. But enough talking about that. I haven't really gotten to showcase the hoverpack all that well yet. But this is really what is so nice about it, is that it keeps you safe while giving you a really good angle to actually fight bugs from. And it does have a decently long cooldown. It's not crazy long, but it is pretty long. What you can do with it though is cancel out friendly fire if you tap the jump button right before you hit the ground. Which isn't super useful most of the time, but it's a fun little tech. It feels cool. And I guess that's what matters sometimes. Okay, that's a little too early for another bug breach, bud. It has not been a long time. But this one, I do not have the napalm barrage up for another minute. So I'm going to need to pull back and get to somewhere that has ammo.
Deploying equipment package.
See, even on this planet type, it's just so nice and clear that I can still see, like, what do you call these guys? Spore chargers, like, decently well. Like, on most planets, you just, as soon as a spore charger spawns, you can't see anything at all. But here it, like, obscures your vision a little bit, but it doesn't make you completely blind, and I like that a lot better. I wish they would like that on every planet. Alright. Some of the more threatening bugs, when you're using the Plasma Punisher, but any explosive in general, are the Alpha Warriors and Hunters. Because they're both extremely fast and get up in your face, which leads you to often blow yourself up. And even if you do not blow yourself up, you ragdoll yourself and that gets you killed sometimes. But, oh, uh-oh, this is, that's a 500 kg angle if I've ever seen one. I'm gonna try and corral the bugs into it. And see, naturally, I'm still a little slowed down by the, just as I said, it's the Alpha Warriors and the Hunters that are the big threat. But I'm still a little slowed down by the Hunter Acid, but it's much less than typical. Because usually you would be like actually at a crawl. I think I just heard a... yes, one of these guys. I'm amazed that did not hit me. I'm going to try and get it on his forehead. That should... it's not a perfect throw, but it should have the radius to actually hit him. Nope. Okay, never mind. That second one, there's no way that doesn't get him. Time to find my supplies. And get reacquainted. Yeah, that got him. Are there any stims here is the real question. Yes there are. Okay, that means I can save the supplies. It's good to be aware of POIs, because your supply economy is like such an important thing, that being able to leave supplies out on the map like this, if you're ever in a bad situation and need to pull back, especially if you're in light armor and you're mobile enough to get there in time, it's nice to just leave as many resupplies out and about as you can. And POIs like that one, with stims and ammo and grenades, really help you extend the amount of supplies you have if you don't have a supply pack. Even if you have a supply pack, it's still useful, but less, because your supply economy is just much better. But, okay. So I do feel a lot of the changes they made with the Rupture strain. It feels much... well, I think it was always easier than the Predator strain, to be honest. But now it feels even easier. Though I don't think the changes they made were bad, because the unavoidable hits did suck. Those were really frustrating to play against, and they kind of forced you into heavy armor. Okay. I despise doing Siege artillery, especially solo, but I'm gonna see if I can get it done real quick, since this is the start of the mission, and the bugs should not be too active just yet. A tip is that you do not want to press, I mean most people know this at this point, but in case you don't, you do not want to press the console button, because that like spawns a patrol and sends it at you. And God knows that it is extremely difficult to complete this objective once you get into a cycle of patrols and bug breaches coming at you and disrupting you as you're trying to do this slightly tedious task. Smoke, smoke. I mean, and they all fucking suck this time too. I think there was like one explosive, and the rest is just smoke and EMS. You know, EMS it's not terrible, but no, it's no mini nuke.
Mission at 30 minutes remaining.
Let me load the EMS first, and then the smoke last. I got very lucky this time, and no bugs came to bother me. But honestly, if you do this solo, I really recommend that if a patrol gets near you and you can't kill it fast enough, where it still spawns a bug breach, just leave and come back and finish it later. Because you can get bogged down so heavily here. Okay.
Sub-objective nearby.
If I stun lock you hard enough, you can't spawn in your goons, which is good for me. But see, instantly I just have such a much better perspective of this whole objective because of the high ground on demand, which is what I think is the strongest asset of the hoverpack, is that high ground, or I guess pseudo high ground. And the secondary aspect, of course, is being safer from a lot of bugs. Not all of them, of course. Hunters can still jump up and combo you and do a lot of damage. I had a predator hunter land on my head once while I was using the hoverpack, and a headshot me and insta-kill me, and then drop back down to the ground along with me, which was crazy. I really wish I had recorded that, because it was complete and utter horse shit. But don't use this on the predator strain, because the predator hunters will fucking follow you into the stratosphere. Okay. And this thing is just really cool. I love this jetpack. I think the warp pack has kind of power crept the regular jump pack, but this guy, the hover pack, still absolutely has a niche in my opinion. There's another build I really want to do, or show off I guess, because I've already played it, which is the flamethrower hover pack build, which is actually really fun and pretty powerful on certain seeds. But I figured I wanted to show this off on the rupture strain first, because you know they're fresher and newer. And I really haven't gotten the chance to do much with them yet, even though they have been back for about a day or two. Because honestly, I think compared to the Predator strain, like the Predator strain was fucking brutal on Oshone, but the Rupture strain is kind of a joke in comparison. I don't think like there's as much as you need to do with a Predator strain, like the full gas build and all these like crazy optimized builds I was doing for the other missions with the Predator strain. They're just not necessary with the Rupture strain. Just bring like a Punisher Plasma or a Scorcher and a supply pack, and then you're good. Though of course there's still all the other bullshit, which you know you have to deal with: Alpha Commanders, Roach Dragons, Hive Lords, all that stuff. But still, the general gist of it is true. I think the all-rounder build I did, with the grenade launcher especially, like all you need to change is the cookout from that, and then you're good to fight the Rupture strain. And you can change it to your preferred Rupture strain weapon. I like the Scorcher a lot for the caves, just because you do a lot less self-damage and you can't ragdoll yourself. But it still surfaces them and does a really respectable amount of damage. Alright. I'm in a bad spot, and I do not have napalm. I really do think they made bug breaches faster. I don't know if I'm going crazy or not, but That was like a minute, not even. And I feel like the cooldown used to be at least like 2 minutes and 30 seconds before. In that, like, ballpark. Alright, well, might as well use them. I don't really plan to get much out of it. I'm actually curious to see how the EMS field interfaces with rupture bugs that are burrowed. Because I have not used the EMS mortar or any sort of EMS stratagem in quite a while. Even though the EMS mortar is still really good. Okay, that's unfortunate. I just don't play the defense missions anymore. The high value assets, because I think they're just kind of boring. There's not much room for creativity in those. It's kind of just pick a spot and kill every enemy before they kill you. Bring sentries, bring mines. That's about it. They're not terrible, but they're just like easily my least favorite mission type. Okay, I'm gonna hope a meteor doesn't take out this building, because this is another. Okay, why do I open my big fucking mouth ever? Oh my god! In normal circumstances, where the sky is not falling, the hoverpack is really good. When there's high ground, like buildings or just like hills in general. Because it gets up there really reliably, much more reliably than the jump pack does. Okay, I'm trying to not get cornered by these bugs. Man, the Punisher plasma. It like feels like this is how it always was, but I know it was not this good before. The changes like completely revitalize this weapon into something that's actually good instead of just kind of cool and fun. How did you die? What the fuck? Were you already wounded by something? Okay, that's fine. It's also really ammo efficient. I'd say a little less than the Purifier. Actually, no, comparable to the Purifier. Because the Purifier can do more damage per shot if you charge every single shot, but there's a lot of times where you do want to spam fire, and that burns through ammo real fast. Okay, there is something fucky with the bug breaches, I swear to God. But that's fine, I have my problem deleter 9000, and I'm going to be a problem if I don't run 255 meters away from the problem deleter 5000. The hoverpack actually keeps you relatively safe from rupture tentacles, not rupture, impaler tentacles as well, because those aim at the ground pretty much exclusively. I don't think they can actually aim at elevated targets. I think they only have one attack animation. Wow, fucking, just everything dies. I still can't get over it. I need to stop talking about it because I'm gonna get it nerfed. And that's gonna make everybody come to my house and kill me with hammers. But I can't get over it. It's crazy. Oh, I can't get over this though. You gotta stop doing that. So the Quasar is I'm not too crazy about this pick, because it is not easy to use while you're hovering around. Because you still do have a pretty mean amount of sway while you're mid-hoverpack. It's nothing crazy, so you can still hit like AoE shots, like the grenade launcher or the Punisher plasma pretty reliably. But it is enough to make you miss precision shots with, say, the Quasar or just any sort of precision weapon. Let's wrap up this objective.
Making progress.
And get to work on the rest of the mission. Okay. So there is the spores, the atmospheric map spores, not the spore sputer. Because that guy is about to be gone in half a second.
Permanent hive structure destroyed.
It is to take out the bug structures. I think both the Shrieker Nest and Spore Spear have the exact same health stats, but it is like one anti-tank shot, like Quasar/E, and then some change. Like 2 or 3 Punisher Plasma shots takes it out, I'm relatively certain. But of course the Punisher Plasma does have a somewhat limited range. I'd say probably like 100 meters is like the max realistic range, because any further than that you're just gonna miss your shots. Okay, I cannot tell if there is another Spore Spewer or there is a Spore Charger. Are you gonna... Oh, okay. Yeah, that shouldn't have killed you. What? The 500 kg is weird, man. Okay, I just... Another bug breach already. Let me get some actual high ground. I don't think hills actually slow down the bugs at all. So high ground is only of, you know, not complete of an advantage, because I think it should slow them down as they come up. But just the better firing angles actually do make a really big difference. Because I think this is a lot easier to hit these bugs and like see what's coming than if I was level with them. I mean, you know, we've known for about like 3,000 years that high ground is a good thing. This isn't anything revolutionary, but it is something to think about when you actually have to fight a bug breach solo. But this one wasn't too bad, actually. It was a lot of bile spewers, which the Punisher Plasma is really good at dealing with. Pardon my grammar. Let's get a resupply in the direction I want to go. The punch technique is pretty important as well. For the bugs in general, I'd say, but especially when you're using a weapon that risks a lot of self-damage, like this one. Being able to shove the bug away so you can actually shoot the gun without dying is pretty nice. And the reload for this thing is really fast. I know I am using a reload armor, which makes it even better, but it's not a necessary thing at all compared to the crossbow, which I think feels kind of bad unless you have like siege ready or epaulets. I'm good on ammo, okay. But aside from that stupid death I had earlier, this is going really smooth. I think this is an excellent build to deal with the... Oh, thank you. The bugs in general, but particularly the rupture strain. I honestly think the Punisher Plasma has joined like the S tier ranks at this point, where it was like a solid C tier before because it just didn't do any damage. I know there were some like diehard fans of it, and like there was nothing wrong with that because it was pretty good at stagger, and it's just a cool fucking weapon. But these changes have been so incredible for the gun. Honestly, aside from the dynamite changes, this may have been like the biggest, most impactful buff. I'm trying to think of what other buffs were in the patch, but most of them were kind of nothing. Like, you know, plus 5 damage, plus a little bit of durable damage. That's nice. Makes the guns feel a little better, but it's not going to drastically change anything about them. This was drastic. It is still not perfect against tanky single targets like Alpha Commanders, but then again, not many guns are. Even my beloved Scorcher takes a lot of shots to take one of those guys out. I actually do want you to call in a bug breach, because then I can call in a... Okay, I can fuck up the calling for a napalm barrage. This is a little silly. I should clear the bugs beneath me. But also the smaller radius compared to the explosive crossbow, I feel like helps you shoot bugs that are underneath you with the hoverpack. Well, I would ragdoll myself sometimes with the crossbow, shooting at bugs that were too close. I don't think I've managed to ragdoll myself once, that way at least, with the Punisher Plasma. Okay, I should... You die? Oh no, you did not die, okay. That's gonna do nothing for me, I don't think, but... Maybe the sag field will help a little bit. Okay, the lack of ammo is concerning. Let us run away till we can get more. But the emergency grenade pistol. Honestly, the grenade pistol is like also good as a sidearm. I know it's like tempting to just save it only for bug holes. Because that is like the reason you put it in a build, is you bring it if you want to deal with bug holes. But it's still like a very solid secondary. Like, it's just grenades. Grenades are good. Keep moving. That guy was dry heaving. There's still a lot of bugs out. That, I guess I threw the napalm strike in a bad position. But ever since they buffed the 500 kg to have a better radius, it has been pretty good at killing out sizable groups of bugs. It's definitely not, if you want like a pure horde clear stratagem, that's not what you would pick, but it's not bad at doing that in a pinch. I think this would be a lot easier if I could have actually brought my beloved cluster bombs, but the performance gods say no. Okay, I'm not even done fighting the first breach, and you're calling in another one? Seriously, my guy? This isn't even like a high resistance planet, so I don't think it's the planet's fault. Because, I don't know if this is a rumor or not, but I always was under the impression that more resistant planets and like bigger invasions resulted in more enemies and more breaches. Which still might be true, but it's not what's causing all this nonsense and tomfoolery. The stagger on this thing is still really nice. I don't know if I would bring it against the Predator strain. I guess I should try. Definitely not on the cave planet though. That's way too close quarters for my taste. Because this is a really impressive amount of stagger. And stagger is really nice against predators in general. Predator bugs, I mean, it's probably pretty nice against... I'm not going to finish that joke. I think that would be ill-advised to finish that joke, but... It's good against predator, stalkers, and hunters, how about that? Specifically in the video game Helldivers 2. Please don't demonetize me, even though I am not monetized at all in the first place, because... Okay. I'm glad to hear you're back in business, Eagle 1. Because I might need a quick 500 kg to wrap up some of these bugs. Yeah. I'm sure calling in a 500 kg on a nuclear bomb will do no bad. Oh, that couldn't hurt. That couldn't cause any problems. Tough bunker. Okay. That was a skillful dodge on that rupture charger. Oh my god. Okay, emote midair. I heard that actually does help with reducing fall damage. I just do it because it's funny. A second 300 kg or 500 kg might do the trick. Okay, Bio Warriors are a little scary actually when you're in light armor. Because their death explosion does not crazy damage, but it's not ignorable damage either. And the hoverpack gives you a pretty nice recovery from when you get ragdolled, because you can just shoot back up immediately and be in a much better and safer position. Did that go through you, or am I just terrible?
10 minutes remaining.
10 minutes? What the fuck have I been doing this whole time? Maybe the bug breaches aren't faster. Maybe I'm just running slow today. I mean, both could be true. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna reach 1,000 kills, but this feels like a pretty high kill mission. Even though I haven't gone like out of my way at all to get a lot of bug kills. I guess I have been fighting every breach. I haven't been running away from any of them, but I kind of do that all the time anyway. It's more fun to fight bugs than it is to run away from bugs, in my opinion. And that's why I'm not completely enthused with the idea of a stealth warbond, which I bring up for no reason at all. Don't worry about it, and definitely do not look up anything that could happen to a faucet or some kind of pipe that no longer functions properly and retains all the water that's inside of it. Definitely don't do that. But that's why I'm not completely enthused about a hypothetical warbond focused on stealth. Even if there may or may not be cool things present in that warbond, hypothetically, of course, the general stealth playstyle doesn't really appeal to me. I'm too oonga boonga for that. That is a really cool visual. I need to remember that for the thumbnail. This game looks so cool sometimes. The fucking Bile Titan coming out of the fog is awesome. It's not gonna make me like you, volumetric fog, but I have to respect your game sometimes. When it looks cool, and I can't be a hater, even if generally it makes my game runs worse and less fun to play. Alright, and see, the thermite, like, stays on him underground. And just like that. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so all I need to do is the mega nest. I mean, there might be another nest around here somewhere that I missed, unfortunately, but that's fine if I don't 100% it. Okay. Maybe I should not be too close to the missile that's launching. I gotta see what Mega Nest configuration this is, because some are a lot harder than others. I still think Mega Nests are the hardest content in like 90% of bug missions. This bug breach I'm not gonna fight actually, because I need to get moving. Just as I said, I prefer to fight bug breaches, but sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. What's this configuration? I don't think this one's particularly easy or difficult. This is like one of the mid-range ones. I think the one with the big tower in the middle that doesn't have any spawners or any Bile Titan holes is pretty easy. That's probably the easiest one. But this one is kind of neutral. I don't think anything particular of it. Yeah, I'm never hitting that in a million years. I shouldn't waste my charge. I should save it for this Bile Titan. But the first thing you want to do in every Bile Titan bug hole is, or every nest that has a Bile Titan bug hole, is go for the Bile Titan bug hole. Because that single thing will make you lose a mission if you let too many Bile Titans spawn. I've seen it spawn like 8 plus. What? There's been... I know we've had bug breach, but what about second bug breach? Oh, there's another one of you. Oh, he's gonna kill me midair. Stem, please. I'm impressed you did not kill me midair. I also do not have a Napalm Barrage. It's a little tough for me. Thermite to the leg usually gets them, I've noticed. I'm not sure it's 100%, but it feels consistent. There is a shithead Spores Charger somewhere who just fucking got down Mr. President for that Bile Titan. Okay.
Deploying equipment package. 5 minutes remaining.
This was a little silly, yeah. Because Bile Titans, okay, I could not wrap this up, but Bile Titans are one of the bugs that is still a pretty big fucking threat when you go into the air. Because them just touching you and like with their body is enough to. Oh, it's just smoke. I mean, fuck it, why not? Actually, there's a very good reason why not, because it'll make it harder for me to see, and it won't affect the bugs at all, I don't think. Very solid reason to why not. Okay. Bro, the fucking... Why do they ragdoll? Okay, he's still almost one-shot me, that's fine. I feel a little vulnerable without my hoverpack right now. It might just be easier to call in new stuff. I should have called in the hoverpack first because it takes longer to get in, like all backpacks do. When you have the relevant upgrades, because there's an upgrade that makes support weapons come in faster, there's no upgrade that makes backpacks come in faster, I don't think. Or at least none that are comparable to the support weapon upgrade. Yeah, and see, the slowdown from those is like barely noticeable when you have muscle enhancement. I still think it's there very slightly, but not significantly. Okay. That hit is like... No, so it doesn't one-shot them in the light consistently. I was talking out of my ass. But to be fair, I think Impalers are in general a very inconsistent enemy in more ways than one. Okay, well, that... There was not much I could do about that. You know what? Only 2 deaths for a Mega Nest? That's not terrible. Okay, and the bug breach is all the way fucking over there. Maybe I should have waited a little bit. Yeah, I really should have waited a little bit because I want to get my shit over here. Got stunned, so I did not pick it up. And now I think I can leave. That was a massive waste. I should not even have used that at all, I don't think. Because I can just avoid that whole bug breach. I don't even think that got most of them. Yeah, when your average orbital napalm gets like 50 to 60 kills, and that one gets like 8, you did something wrong. Okay, maybe this is a wait for the timer angle. And just run in right at the end. Oh, jetpack. Uh-oh, jetpack bad, jetpack bad. Dead. Oh, but you're not doing too hot anyways, that's fine. His stomach was destroyed, so he couldn't spew, which is good because he might have killed me there. Actually, that is one of the flaws of the jump pack, is that once you use it, you're kind of fucking locked in. You cannot cancel it manually aside from dropping it, and even then you usually lose track of the hover pack and you take fall damage, so it is not something you want to do most of the time. Okay. I think I was just slow on this mission. That's it. I don't think the bugs were spawning much faster than usual. But who knows? This game is mysterious, and I cannot keep track of how many systems and changes and patches it has. There's always an alpha warrior still stalking you from 10 encounters ago. That'll one-shot you if you're not paying attention. It's a universal constant.
Equipment package.
Now, I believe that if you save up a stratagem orb before the Super Destroyer leaves, you still get to use it. But that is risky.
Reinforcement budget.
I hope I should have muted myself. I hope I didn't pick up obnoxious water guzzling. But let's see. Oh yeah, it does.
Here comes the cavalry.
Okay, that was. It could not have been better than that. I would have been really upset if he didn't die from that. Not really upset, but just like. Oh, Helldivers moment. So, being mid-air allows you to avoid, like, the blob burst fire they do, but it does not let you avoid their actual spew, unless you just, like, dodge it from the virtue of having moved to a different position. They can still spew and kill you mid-air, as we saw earlier, so it doesn't make you 100% safe from them, but, like, see, they cannot hit you when you're in the air without attack. Okay, there's a lot of dust around. What I'm really scared of is getting ragdolled by one of those artilleries and sent into a pack of alpha warriors, or that happening. Okay, that was a skill issue on my part. I should have been looking down, and I wasn't. But hey, oh no, I missed a small nest. Oh, that was almost 100%. Oh well, that's fine. Extracts are always hard against the bugs. But anyway, that's it for the build. I think the hoverpack is an absolute blast to use, just in general, but against the rupture strain, it feels particularly good, in my opinion. And I recommend that if you fight on a planet that's not the Hive World, against the rupture strain, you give this a try. Because it's just a good time. It's effective, and it's a different way to play, which is really what I try to go for with my builds, is something that's different from everything else, in a fun way, and not in a, oh, my loadout sucks, I'm bashing my head against a challenge kind of way. So that's it for the build, that's it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one.